All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SKTV coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Sekou Kene. With me today is my colleague Johnson Maybon Kula, making it possible right there in Liberia. I want to say thank you to all of you for joining us again this morning. Today is the 29th of December 2023. We are about a day or two into the new year. I want to say thank you to all of you for taking us through the year 2023. It has been an interesting year. It has been very, very important year filled with a lot of things. We saw a lot, we've seen a lot, and more to come before the year ends. But Maywan, how you doing and how's Liberia?
Thank you, Seku. I'm doing good. Liberia is good, and we are all moving about freely doing our normal thing. But first of all, let me say a pleasant good evening to all of you, our viewers, especially those of you that are always burning your data to follow the SKTV. Thank you so much. Indeed, you are the DU when it comes to broadcasting because all of the energies that you give to us that will keep us, keep us moving. So I want to say thank to all of you and to our people also in Radio Land. Thank you so much because whenever you pass by one or two communities, you will hear two FM, sometimes on loudspeaker. Sometimes people are playing either on a motorbike or even in a keke. So indeed, I want to say thank to all of you for making sure that you you choose Truth FM as one of the best radio station right here in Liberia. In Iseku, today is the 29th of December, and which of course is the last Friday. And this Friday is just a unique and talk about Friday because it's the last Friday, and I guess that our people, followers, viewers, and so forth, they will maybe take notice of what I'm talking about. But howbeit, indeed, we are good. Liberia is moving strong, apart from political happening. And but first of all, let me go to what happening in Total. Even though yes, not about 3 days now, when that incident took place in Total Bong County, that led to the loss of lives, almost about 50% now, as we can count, according to the health authority, that nearly 50% lost their lives in that tanker explosion. Indeed, so these are sad news for us as people. And yeah, politically, I think yes, we are moving strong, even though the transitional team are still planning, they're working hard, making sure that indeed the transitional period or the inauguration, everything will be on course. So they are doing everything possible, working hard, making sure that indeed the transition take place smoothly without no, we may say, no any other maybe thing that may stop the transition. But also when it comes to the nomination of the Justice Minister, Councillor Frank Musa Dean, which of course that been in the news, and we are still waiting because we over that today we're going to go for confirmation hearing. So we are still waiting from our team from there to fill in as to what's going on, whether he will confirm or not. But we are still waiting. But whether he even turn up or not, we are still waiting to hear more from that. And indeed, these are happening. But Liberia is good. Liberians are all waiting for the new year. 2 more days to go. Then we'll be entering into 2024. So maybe people like you, Seku, maybe you have your resolution. You've been thinking maybe to become president, and that happened 2023. Maybe you still having a hope of 2024. So indeed, these are happening in Liberia. Thank you so much, and let me say thanks to our viewers.
Thank you, Maybon, and thank you to FFM. Thank you, everybody. And a big thank you to our many followers and listeners and well wishers. I want to say thank you for taking SKTV through this year, 2023. Like Maybon rightly stated, we have about 2 days to be entering into the new year, 2024. Can you imagine? We were just talking about, come 2023, who's going to be the
That's
president?
it.
Who's going to
Uh,
do this? Who's going to do now? 2023 is almost overweight. But yes, indeed, we want to say thank you to all of you. We want to encourage you to share the show. Um, Relative to what Maybon just mentioned, I think we are having some information. I listened to Senator Prince Johnson today. We had a press conference regarding the uh, just a former Justice Minister or Associate Justice Designate, Councillor Frank Musading. He talked about some private stuff, and he talked about he struck some very important points when it comes to his decision not to support the confirmation of Councillor Frank Musading. And we also saw a communication from one of the outgoing senator, J. Meton Tieje,
mhm,
who also expressed his resentment, his dismay about um, Prince Musadin being confirmed. So we stated it yesterday that we believe that there are conversations going on as, as to whether or not Musadin can be confirmed. We were very clear when it comes to the legality, the legitimacy of the action. We say it was legal because as long as you President we are still the president, he still, have the constitutional um, right to work as president, which include appointing, um, people in government or dismissing people in government. We did not hear people complaining when, when some people were, got dismissed. But now people are complaining because, somebody is coming in. The reason for that is that the position for which Councillor Musadin is being designated to be confirmed for is a lifetime position. So Liberians, whether you are in government and you are outside of government, Liberians are concerned. And I think, it is within their right to be concerned, given the fact that we just had an election wherein President George Manawia was voted out. And, Ambassador Joseph Nima Boakai, the former vice president, is now the president-elect. And they are in the process of, forming the government. So in that process, something that they call a lame dog process, a lame dog time, a lame dog president, for him to be the one to appoint people, especially in that important position, people found it difficult to accept it. It will also communicate the leverage, how much, the president is strong when it comes to the Senate. It will also invite some questions whether or not Joseph Boakai has any leverage on the Senate. However, though, people within that Senate, those that are going, believe me, they care less right now. They care less right now. They can cause any damage either to the outgoing government or to the incoming government. So the ones that were not elected, the ones that were not re-elected, they are angry and for the fact
so
that
they can do anything.
they can do anything. Especially
Yes.
when you give them money, they will do anything. The people can be there already, we give them money, they can do anything. Let alone they are leaving. They will need something. They will still say that they need something, to live with. So either they will settle for either or. Whether they will get some promises from the incoming government, since they are leaving the elected position, if they get some promises to get some appointed position and they are asked to do certain thing, they will do it. Or if President Weah, as they will always do in Liberia, if President Weah really decides to say, you know what, this confirmation must go through, and he go ahead and do what he normally do, he would definitely get the confirmation. So like they can do it for money, they can do it for position, whatever they want to do. But the two signals we have just heard, coming from Senator Prince Johnson and also that of Senator Major Cheje, those are not good signs for Councillor Mustadi. So we had the video recording of the senator from Nima County, the senior senator. I think let's listen to a part of it, and then we tell that maybe there are some people have already listened to it. There are people that haven't listened to it. Okay, so before we go there, Melbourne, to talk about Prince Johnson, you made mention of a Friday. Talk about last Friday. What is the significance of this Friday, and what the Friday is all about? When you say the last Friday, what does it mean? What is
good? Good. So I want to say thanks to our people. Sekou, in this life, when people serve you for a very long time, and when a year is coming to an end of this, most of the time, all of our people, our followers, our viewers, they are, supporting us, especially when it comes to Friday. And this Friday is just another special Friday. So we don't want to, So we don't want to just be enjoying the conversation and they're not chipping, then we'll not bring all the news.
I see why you the importance of this Friday.
So the Friday is a special Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
So 2023 and already on this Friday.
I see. So at least the people who are accustomed to supporting SKTV every Friday, today is the last Friday in the year 2023. So you expect the ego to learn,
indeed,
at least before the year ends.
Yeah, indeed. I didn't chip in, man.
Maybe Rogers Gibson is saying that you have to give them gift.
Well, you see,
we have to give them gift. He said they're giving you gift.
So, Roger Gibson, check, man, check. Don't do that.
The way Roger Gibson sound like somebody who is thinking big. He did that man coming do big ego coming learn from that man.
Business more to say a special is here. So that's it. Is here special Friday. Yes.
So my people, please share the show. Maybe when I also talk about this Friday, I thought there was something spiritual, something different about this Friday, but I think it's about something very important to SKTV and SKTV family. It's a new year coming, and we, in as much as we appreciate all the support throughout the year 2023, maybe it's saying that you should claim us with something, meaningful, at least as we go into the new year. New Year celebration will start tomorrow.
Indeed, yeah, starting from tomorrow.
Tomorrow all the way to Sunday.
Sunday to Monday.
Monday is going to be New Year celebration because people celebrate these things on weekend. So Brazilian Monk is here. Brazilian Monk, my man, what's going on? And welcome to SKTV. Monk, are you there? Oh, my man, they may not talk. Call it all new.
No, man. You hear me?
You not talk. Call it all new just now.
Oh, you want the Brazilian monkey? Let me join. I will be right back.
Yeah, but don't mind rappers.
In fact, Yeah. So say, say, I think you gotta recognize
Let me
some of
let
our
me make
people.
let me make the
Yeah.
people let me make the people laugh at least just a little bit.
Yeah.
When I
Because we've got to
when I
come back.
tell when I tell Monk that if he doesn't answer, I'm gonna call his other name. Remember one of
Mhm.
our friends came here the other day. You know, he did not understand that the name Brazilian monk. He thought it
Mhm.
means Brazilian monkey, but
Oh,
then he forgot monkey. Then he said bamboo. Bamboo. He said
can you
bamboo.
imagine?
Yeah,
Wow.
on the show. On the show,
Oh
the guy
man.
thought Brazilian monkey means Brazilian monkey. So
Mhm.
when he couldn't forget he couldn't remember the monkey, that he said
Hey,
in
God.
he said
Monk.
bamboo.
Oh, bamboo. Wow.
So
Look.
I'm telling Brazilian monk now if he doesn't answer the other
Yeah, I'm
question,
back. I'm
Yeah.
back, guys.
Yeah.
yeah,
Please.
my man, what's going on and how you doing and what is the plan for? You know, we're gonna talk about New Year resolution.
Yep.
We're gonna do that, but
Mhm.
not today.
Yes, indeed. We're not doing that
Today,
today.
today, today, we listen to you know Senator Prince Johnson, and we saw the communication from Senator Milton Cheje. It seems like like President Mo always say, people can always watch us. They
They
take
follow
you here,
SKTV
they take
religiously.
you
I
here,
told you.
and they take
100%. Sekou, I
yeah,
can tell you
they take
100%.
they take
Seku, the
you from
trend
the
started before the election. If
yeah,
our listening and viewing audience can just pay attention, every time we speculate on something within couple of days, one of them will follow that trend. Every time it been happening before the election. They follow SKTV when the show is done. They come, they skim between the show, they take out ideas from there and make it look like it's something new. I've been observing that before the election. That's what
yeah.
they do. They come here.
Especially listening to Senator Prince Johnson, it was like he was watching the show yesterday and just follow exactly what we said. I mean, which is okay. Sometimes people don't like us to state our opinion. They want us to remain neutral, but we know that we are one of those network that actually drives the narrative when it comes to Liberian politics. And we always here to bring people uh, the news. We are like the newsmaker because you know what? They know when it comes on SKTV, it has to be real. It has to be fact. So I wanted us to play some of the statements. So those of our followers that didn't listen, that didn't follow Senator Prince Johnson speaking, his press conference, so they can listen to it and we can somehow analyze it. But in the meantime, Monk, you can greet our people and then we can take it from there.
Yeah, like I said, man, another day to be alive. Every time you wake up from bed, that's gratitude. Once you encounter among the living is always a good thing. So, welcome to the show again. Like always, SKTV is here to take you wheresoever the news will lead us. If our politician can just pull their ego aside and just follow the trend, there will be time that you will come here. SKTV will be laser focused on your candidate or on your political leader. But at the end of the day, it's not about your political leader. Sometimes we will attack certain candidate or certain political party, but it's not about attack. It's all about following where the news lead. And you could tell today, like the Prince Johnson situation and things are happening within the from Milton TJ and other people. So come here. I always keep telling people, come here with an open mind. Don't pick a side. When you pick a side, you don't analyze things better. When you come with an open mind and you are neutral, you're able to see the good and the bad. You can make decisions for yourself. It's not about trying to make decisions for you, but just to help you make better decisions when it comes to politics. And I think that's what SKTV is here for. We're not going to change our way of doing business or changing the business model. Anywhere the truth leads, that's the information you'll be getting. So it's the same thing every day. Just come here, be receptive to new information, be able to adapt and forget the whole partisan thing. Liberia is bigger than your political party or your political leader. That's just what it is. Every day we do it. Every day we do it.
All right. Thank you, Melbourne and Brazilian Monk. So let's go ahead and listen to the senator press conference. We might not listen to the whole thing. We'll listen to some of it and see what we can do about it.
and the future spokesperson for Senator Johnson and the party, and our Vice President-elect, Senator Jeremiah. For on behalf of the party, the Godfather of Lima, I want to sincerely invite you here at the home and premises of Senator Johnson. Today is a major press conference. Senator Johnson will be discussing some of the trending national issues. Subsequently, he will discuss among them the recent appointment by the president of Musa Ding, the Justice Minister, and the nominee designated as Associate Justice of the Supreme Court. Senator Johnson, welcome to.
So before we even start, I want you to pay attention to a few things. In this video, in this press conference, Senator President Johnson, you will hear him say, referring to himself as the third spokesperson for the rescue team. I don't know who is the first, maybe Joseph Baka the first, Jeremiah Kun the second. I'm not sure what that means, but I just want you to pay attention to some of the key things, stated by him in this during this press conference.
To the Liberian media.
Okay. Good morning to all of you, members of the press. I call you here this morning because of important issues that bother me. And I think also it bothers the nation. People have been talking on talk shows about recent appointments or nominations made by Mr. President George Weah. While it is true he has a constitutional power, a right to do or to make nominations, I think it's untimely. The man he wants to replace, Associate Justice Joseph Nagbe, who is now well and is currently in Ghana. He's been there pretty close to a year. He did not see a fit to replace him ever since. But decided to do it now since the man has written that he can any longer make it, that he wants to retire. I think this is why he's made a nomination. But Mr. Weah did come out with an executive order putting a moratorium on nominations, appointments, and other government activities, that everything should come to a standstill in this transition period. While that is most welcome, because that's the same thing in 2017 Ellen did. But she did it much earlier. That at this time, when the transition was put together, the CDC government continued to make more employment in all sectors of government, preparing for confusion in the future so that when the new government comes to power after inauguration and they saw that the payroll is overpassed, many thousand people have been added, that there is a need to have a reduction. Then they will come out and say, oh, the man is wishing something. You see, he putting our people down. That is the kind of situation this CDC-led government is preparing for. However, he has nominated Musa Ding to be a social justice. Musa Ding is my good friend. We normally communicate. He called me out, I think yesterday, from my phone, you can see.
He said to me, you know, my name has been nominated for this high post, and I need your support. And I said to him, Mr. Dean, there are discussions going on among senators, there are discussions going on among Liberians. And what we all are discussing, let me tell you some of it. First, I'm not in support of your nomination. I said, let me ask you something. Who is the chief security officer of the Republic of Liberia? He paused. I said, is you right? He said, yes. I said, okay, as the chief security officer of the Republic, once upon a time you came to the Senate, you were invited for something else. But I took the occasion to ask you about Gifted Lama, a co-worker on Broad Street, who were found dead in the car. I said to you, Mr. Dean, you are the security chief of the Republic. Do you really believe? I said, look at me, among my colleagues, the senators. Do you really believe that Gifted Lama, a married woman, a devout Christian, her workmate, who also married, left his wife home, Gifted left her husband home, they were called by someone who seemed to be from the office, from their office, LRA office, to bring their computer to review some documents. Do you believe that they were found sexy in the car? For carbon monoxide, please lower your phone. For carbon monoxide to kill them, according to you and Mr. Weir and others. Since that time, there have been no investigative document. Nothing has been said about those people. It's done. Do you believe? You did not answer me when you appeared before the Senate. So I'm asking you again. Do you believe that Gifted Lama and her co-worker were having sex in the car? That's one. Two, what happened to Yonsua? What happened to Ines? What happened to Princess Copper, who was found dead, bleeding in Fawa's compound, here at WA Junction? What have you said about them, Mr. Chief of Security? Just a minister. Have you arrested some culprits? Then I said to him, I know. Yes, I know. If the higher up in the collaborator were not involved, corporate would have been arrested. But they concealed everything, forgetting to know that it will come out. How do you feel about those people there? You have said nothing. Our lives, our properties are in your care as the chief security officer of the Republic. Yet you have said nothing. Since those horrible incidences, you have not said anything. Then they're taking you from justice ministry that you administer the affairs of justice or something that's so questionable to transfer you to Supreme Court. It seems to me, Mr. Justice Minister, that there is a cover-up that is being played to protect themselves. It's untimely. A few more weeks, you'll be out, completely out. Why don't you leave that with the new government to do the appointment or the nomination? So I said, this is what we are discussing. Some of us in the Senate. In the Senate, there is no CDC, there is no MDL, there is no UP. We are there for the Republic of Liberia. But those who will come out to say, I'm with CDC, I'm with protect CDC interest, then the Liberian people will turn against you. I said, now I see why every 9 years they kick people out from the Senate. Every 9 years, because we see interest in the affairs of what government does than the interest for which our people send us. So, Mr. Dean, I'm not with you. That was a conversation yesterday. So I thought to call you to let my colleagues know that Liberians are watching you. Just a minister. They want to kill us in Swahili. Anthony Jabate. He has a Mandingo father, but brought up by Kwampa. He's not a biological son. He was employed by Madame Salih because the Kwampa name, and he was left behind in the office of Mr. Weir. Mr. Weir brought him closer. He became a sedition, and they asked him, they planned this together. Our Weir, our Koji, our Nangbe, they planned it together to assassinate me and Jeremiah Kung. So they chose Zwale as a place to kill us. It's in the text that this man sent to me, Anthony. If you enter this town, you will die. And the blood of the Zwale people will be on your hand. Of course, why would it be on our hand? I will be there. But you say you will kill us. So they asked the town dwellers to leave the town. And they brought into the town many seditions with silver barrel shotguns, and Anthony Jabate Kwampa had 38 pistols on his side with short trousers. So we sent a text to Musa Day. We inform him about the plot, but we must go to the town because at campaign time, you can't stop us. We are sending it out on the county. We told Musa Day, we forwarded the text. Then he sent us additional reinforcement. Because ordinarily I had 2 police assigned from the day Joao Taylor ordered people to disturb my church, the Church of God, where the Lord sent me to a minister there. So the police came with a piccolo with arms. We were confident. We were very relaxed now. The police have been added. I got 2 Jeremiah.
So we're going to stop this for just to make some quick announcements, some housekeeping. I know you have the right to agree or disagree, but some of the wording that is being used, by some of you, you got to stop it. We don't want to block anybody. It doesn't matter who you use those words on. They are not acceptable on SKTV. You can't come here and refer to anybody as dog and other names. You can do that. Whether you like Plain Johnson, want to talk politics, let's talk politics. But for somebody to say, some of the expressions that you're making right now, they are not acceptable on SKTV. Please stop it. I don't want to block anybody. Okay? And I don't want to limit your option to also write. Respect the man. We can disagree with him. We can speak politics. That's fine. You can tell somebody say you are lying. That's okay. But you can't refer to him as, a dog. You can't do that. Don't do it again. Anybody try that again, we will limit your privilege from commenting. Please, don't do it. Let's be responsible and respectful to each other, regardless of our disagreement. Thank you.
Elected vice president got 3 police, so they brought another 5, I guess. So they were well armed. Not to fight, but they could have prevented things or arrested some of the people. They did not. They were in front of us with the ambulance. And by the time they entered the time passed, we were at the back of them. As soon as we enter, pow, 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 who start choking rock, choking us, busting down windshields, shooting people dropping. We have so much manpower. You know that. You know that in my country. You fight all in our country, you will never live. We will defend and kick you and send you where you want to send us. But you see, in my country, in our country, we are the leaders. We are the fathers of the country. We cannot be fighting our own foot, then we say we are heroes. When you fight your own foot, you get hurt.
All right. The senator there, saying a lot of things, but there was some revelation made. He said President Weah and Musa Ding, they planned to assassinate him and Jeremiah Kum during the campaign period. And he also gave reasons why he believed Councillor Musa Ding should not be confirmed. He's saying that, they're already on their way out. And he also said that the man on his watch as the main man, the chief law enforcement officer, that a lot happened under his watch, and he did nothing about it. So, Brazilian Monk, to start, before he even mentioned one of the reasons, he said people been, talking on the talk shows.
That's SKTV. The last time he mentioned your name specifically, he don't want to do it the second time, so he said on talk show, but he know exactly the talk show he's referring to. That's SKTV.
Because we actually talked about it first yesterday because we were on the show when the news broke. We talked about it, and the other talk show followed later on. It means that they are taking advice, they are taking cue from here, and they are making decision on based on those information and advice sometimes we provide here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what do you make of this whole decision of Prince Johnson to come out? And something happened with the video before we turn it off.
Yes.
So I just want to know your take on this whole idea of
Prince Johnson was literally taking SKTV war for war. We talk about the moral obligation of the Senate. There always be time for politics, but there are certain things that are not political in politics. It's all about the country. It doesn't matter which party you come from, it affects everybody. You see, I'm not a fan of Prince Johnson, and I would never be a fan of Prince Johnson, but I like to admonish people when they possess certain skill. Prince Johnson is a militant and a strategic thinker. I told you all this time. I live on Prince Johnson from, let's say, since I was 10, both on Bourgeois Island and in Corway throughout the war. So I understand Prince Johnson when it comes to making decisions. He always never get it wrong. He have shown it in 4 election cycle that every time he make a choice, he always on the winning side. He's very strategic in thinking, and he's a master salesman. That's how people find it difficult to go against Prince Johnson in Nema County. He know how to explain complex things in simple things that the ordinary person can grasp it quick. Let me tell you simple. Prince Johnson is literally saying Musa Ding doesn't have the moral authority to be on the Supreme Court because he was given that mantra of authority within the executive branch. And look at how he performed. Because Musa Ding is likely covering up for the higher ups. And we know who he's referring to when he say higher ups. That all this killing that were going on, he's yet to bring a single person to justice. So how can a man be on the highest court in the land? Sometimes, like I said, put politics aside. You may not like Prince Johnson, but he's 100% right on this. Musa Ding cannot be on the Supreme Court. And he lists those instances, whether the Gifted Lama, the Albert Peters, or the Baden, he lists over and over again. How can you, as a justice minister that should be dispensing justice in this country and giving people reassurance, if you cannot perform in the executive branch, why make it we should put in the highest court?
And not to cut you off, some part of the video that we did not reach to, he said that Councillor Musa Ding called him and asked him to forgive the man who wanted to kill him and the current president, vice president-elect, Jeremiah Kum.
Yes.
He said, well, how can a justice minister who is supposed to be punishing people asking me to forgive him?
To forgive That's a contradiction right there.
Yeah. So
another important thing he says, that people, I don't know if people pick it up. Apparently, George he doesn't understand most of these things in politics. He put a temporary freeze in a moratorium on hiring, right?
Yeah.
In this transitional period. So how do you make a 360 and want to bring a guy on board that will be holding a lifetime position while you are few days you have few days left in office. It just doesn't make sense. And we said it yesterday.
So let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. The moratorium thing that you just mentioned, right? Maybe our
Yes.
people may not actually understand what that means. Saying that then we are leaving now, we don't get enough time in office.
Yes.
We're going to stop all the spending. We're going to start all the PBT that we're supposed to be doing. In fact, the president went on to say, any money that is more than 10,000, it will not be spent.
Yep.
In fact, any other thing, it must be signed by the president. So, Prince Johnson is telling the Liberian people that you will not allow the men to come on. The men come on, the men just come in to protect. So, along that whole, press conference, towards the end, he talked about how they're going to audit, how this man's ministry is going to be audited. He said, let the man stay there who can audit him. So it's like they actually, he actually is speaking as, as if you just taking everything from here, line by line.
Yes.
And then
he just rephrased it. He just rephrased everything we said.
Rephrase it. But let's get Melbourne perspective. Melbourne, you listen to the whole thing. And what do you make of this? Because we're going to be going to the news bulletin in a few minutes. But yes, what do you make of this whole decision and the trend that we are getting right now?
Yeah, thank you, Seku and that Representative Monk. I just started receiving calls and text messages from Liberians. People are very angry. The other people are saying, in fact, and their own view and so forth. But how be it, indeed, this is the kind of a country that we have, and there's nothing we can do about it. Where people who are not even judge, other people are not judging. I will say that. But again, that's the kind of a beauty of democracy. So, because why we got to go through this process and make sure that at least everyone has their say. So, Senator Prince Johnson saying his own that indeed there are a lot of things that have been happening, and let me just a little bit agree with you, President Monk, when you talk about Senator Johnson, talking about justice system, people that have been killed, and there were no sign of justice for them. I think I will be silent with you because Senator Johnson may be right on that, no matter who he support or not. But again, apart from even all of these people that Senator Johnson just naming like, oh, they got the auditors and this and that. Okay, now let's go back to the election process. What happened to those people that were also killed during the campaign process? So then there are so many things. So that means the Justice Minister have a lot of questions to answer, because he should be answering all of the questions, because that's his role, to make sure that he brings justice to people, especially to victims. So indeed, as I with all of you, I want to say, yes, indeed, that's the beauty of democracy. Ben Johnson has said it all, but all in all, for me, although according me, you find some people are even angry testing me, who is Senator Prince Johnson to be questioning other people? And that's the beauty of life. The men do have a question, the men do have a saying. Yeah. Seku, you are muted.
I'm sorry. So yeah, so Memo, thank you so much for that. So what we're gonna do, let me say this. When it comes to killing, when it comes to killer, when it comes to this, normally in a normal country, Senator Prince Johnson will not be talking this, right? But the country that we have gave the man the right, put him in the position to say whatever he wants to say, to do whatever he wants to do, because he is a senator. And it is his prerogative and others to confirm or reject any nomination. So Kefasan call, I don't know, we don't have 2 minutes on the radio before we can go for the news bulletin. If you don't know if that's enough for you, Kefasan want to clarify a few things before we leave. My man, you're live on SKTV.
Yes, Chico. How are you, my brother? Happy New Year to come.
Same to you.
I just want to make this thing clear.
Is 2 minutes enough for you, or you want to come back and come back on the radio?
No, 2 minutes enough for me. But
Okay.
let me say this quick. I just want to make things clear.
Go ahead.
When people say there's no solution to the thing that happened or stuff that happened, people they should understand that you can actually go on the website of the information ministry. You will see they actually had a press conference. The pathologists were there to most of the death. Eugene Fagon was the one that even chaired some of those press conference. There from the auditors, the founding were there. Even what was this girl, Princess Cooper. We had the pathology on Spoon when I was there. We interviewed all those people. You can actually go and see Topman, the son of Topman, the person who were arrested. And they concluded a case that they say the reason they killed him because they were sodomized. It's there, everything there. But I think sometimes people just lost it because they cannot just research it. So when you come and say there's no finding to the case, we just saw we had on Spoon every day on with doctors, with other people on most of these cases. Most of the cases.
So
you can go,
what is the point? What is the point you're trying to make here?
My point I'm trying to make here, when Prince Johnson says some of the killing, there's nobody, you didn't, no arrest, done nothing. The case was concluded. Some of them you can go and see what happened. So when Prince Johnson come and say those things, imagine, like you said, in a normal place, Prince Johnson will not talk. Can Prince Johnson explain to us how he killed Tecumseh Rabba? Can he explain to us that? So I think anybody who side with Prince Johnson and don't think this twice, then it's something really wrong with you.
Yeah, but the thing anyway.
You cannot side with Prince Johnson on this thing. Do your own research. Don't listen to what they say. Do your own research and know that most of these cases was concluded. Most of them. We talk about them on Spoon. We brought pathologists on. We brought the government side on. It's there. It's on video. Go to the police website. Go to this. You will see everything there. So what people will come and say, that's not true. No case was concluded. So because they arrest somebody, look at Mususka case. The same thing. Because because of who they want for them to arrest, they arrest that person. They say, "Oh, the case ain't come to conclusion." That's all I want to say in and put and just say my one or two here.
All right, no problem, Kev. Thank you so much. And we still going to be here. We are not even going to go for the news bulletin. We're going to continue here on the show, and when the news is concluded, Bong will be unmuted. Bong will come and join us. Bong will give us signal.
Well, no problem. So, just tell your people just to do some research, go on the site.
But Kev, before you go, I'm sorry. Before you go, you are talking about some of those, cases, some of the press conferences, some of them. Why not all of them? Why not all of them were clearly investigated and documented and also presented to the public?
The case now in of the sedition that was killed, they're investigating some of those cases. There's arrest warrant from a Unity Party girl who was seen killing of in the attack of Joshua. The thing in Fuya. So murder case, you got to investigate it. So some cases there, but the auditor case they were concluded Princess Cooper case was concluded, and so on. The Tubman case was concluded.
So where are they funding? Where can we find it? Can you send them to us to SKTV?
You can go on information ministry for press website. You take your time, you look in there, you will see, you find it. The police, you find it. You can actually go on YouTube and
man.
do your own
Stop this, Kev.
No,
all these things you're talking about, the funding can be on YouTube. We're talking about like say for example. No, let me ask you now. No.
You got let me say before somebody take it.
Yeah, but listen to me now.
The Ministry of Information.
You see, you can go on YouTube.
Website and the police. I just you reach out to YouTube, you see video. But I say go on Ministry of Information and the police, and you see, you get yourself there. Just go there.
Come on. Okay. Listen.
I just say YouTube because
so let me ask you. Let me ask you. So if we went to the Ministry of Information website right now, are we going to find the funding?
Yes,
about the case? About the case involving the late Ada Florence, as what happened to him, who was the driver, and what happened to the driver, who was arrested, and who was the owner of the truck.
Okay.
Can we find that information there?
You bring up
no, I'm just saying something like for Matthew Innes. What happened to Matthew Innes, and what happened to him? What did not happen? Can we find all the information there?
You see, I use the word some of them.
But if all of them cannot be clarified, and to the public, the people will then fill in the gap.
But listen, familiar yourself with Benny Ramsey case, that little girl that was killed in America by the parents for decades now. Murder case is not overnight. No murder case is overnight.
Yeah, but people can be updated periodically by the government. Even all the shootings that happen in America here, they will always update the public.
That's not true until there's a lead. Some cases are still investigating until there's a lead.
All right.
There's a lot of cases being concluded. Go on the site and see it. Until there's a lead. Even this country, it happened. Until there's a lead. When there's a lead, they will update. But they're still investigating it.
So the state investigating Matthew Innes and Ada Florence and the three missing children.
I cannot speak on what the police doing on those cases. That's why I use the word some.
Yeah, my man. Anyway, it's just hard to defend the CDC, my man.
I'm highlighting.
It's just hard to defend the CDC because CDC was a total failure, especially when it comes to human rights.
I'm highlighting the case. I'm highlighting the case of Warren Johnson putting out the auditors, Precious Cooper, all those things. Those cases already been concluded. Go and look for it yourself.
Okay.
Some other cases will still be investigating. Still investigating some other cases because you cannot just grab somebody off the street. It happened in Arizona where you're sitting. We should stop it.
My man, don't even bring America comparison, man, to Liberia. Forget about that. Especially Jovial government, CDC government, my man. Don't even try that.
Let me ask you this. Can the case system of people that pass away under JMB government, they have been concluded? Have we seen any result?
Yeah,
I just asked.
JMB government not started. It has not started.
No. He passed government.
My man, that was not JMB government. That was Ellen Johnson government. JMB was a part of it, but that was not JMB government.
The number 2 man, it's not a big deal.
It's a big deal, but that's not JMB government. JMB government is coming now.
Ellen government.
Yeah, that was Ellen government. That was not JMB government.
I'm asking any. I'm not going to put on Ellen. I'm not going to put on Ellen. But there any case that any result come out of those deaths that happen? I just want to know.
So because bad things happen, because bad things happen under Ellie, so it's okay for bad things to happen under we are.
No.
Yeah, that I mean that is the.
You see, that's the question. That's the question you love to ask, and you don't ask the question. What we're saying is, I'm not going to say Ellen a killer because she's not.
So Joseph Baka is the killer.
I'm not going to say.
So you putting on Joseph Baka now?
I'm not going to say Joe Baka a killer.
But why you say killing happening under Joseph Baka government? Joseph Baka never been ahead of any government.
Under your regime, if something happened.
But man, that was not Baka regime. Baka regime is coming now.
Okay, under Joe Baka and Ellen regime.
Ellen regime.
Okay, under Ellen and Joe Baka regime. That's
Okay.
two of them were elected.
All right, no problem.
Two of them were elected. So what I'm saying to you now, I would like for somebody to just explain to me. I don't know. Just explain to me if those murder was concluded. Any finding? Get somebody send it to me.
Okay. We'll let them know. Some GMB people and some Unity Party people are listening, and some of them were even called to debunk your statement, I believe. So let's wait and see.
Okay.
All right, my brother. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
All right.
So let's go to the land here. Caller, what is your name and where? You see, I never start. We did not officially, start taking calls, but people now are into the conversation so much. Now people calling, they want to contribute because care first time call. Yeah, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
So thank you, SK. My name is John, and I call you from Connecticut. Let me comment you guys. Let me comment SK TV. I think your platform was the first platform that talk about the nomination of Councillor Musadin for confirmation for associate justice on the Supreme Court. I must commend you on that.
Thank you.
I live in the US. And I'm wondering how people like that will come on this kind of a platform to sell their limitation. Musadin worked directly under Josh Weir. He was appointed by Josh Weir as a minister. Josh Weir came and told the people that Harvard and Getty were having sex. We're having, girlfriend boyfriend business on Broad Street.
Yeah.
What that tells you, it tells you that the president has undermined the functionalities of the justice ministry. The pathologists that they hire, who happen to be my own brother, the same ethnic group, Dr. Benedict Cody, is not a forensic pathologist. He is a clinical pathologist who was just trained in Ghana. Not even trained as a complete pathologist. This guy was just trained in some of the courses he did. So how do you expect such a person to give us reliable results? And you come out to say these things we are doing, and let's go and check them. You have just give me like 20 seconds right now.
Go ahead.
The justice minister who's supposed to be having regular conferences, but as it is, even the president we have, I'm sorry that I've never called Josh Weir president, and I'll never call him president because he does not even know his own function. So you're
gonna feel good if somebody does the same thing to Joseph Boakai, not calling him president.
If you think Joseph Boakai is not doing the work of a president, go ahead and do it. That's what I feel.
Okay.
Because we does not even come to address his people. This guy goes to his church. He starts trying talks. He would never address his people. You live in the US, I live in the US. When something very small happens, the president will have to address the people. And this is the same thing Josh ministers are doing. And then you come on air to tell us that they have been funded and these things have been concluded. And that let's go and check on YouTube. Let's be serious. I support Boakai, but trust me, I'll be one of the most critical person on the Boakai government because we want the best for our country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, John. So, Brazilian Monk, my man, we didn't finish actually doing our analysis, but people are gonna jump in. They want to
People were jumping because they were mad.
So in fact, before John, I know you're still listening. Our people say we should ask you whether you have you have yet subscribed to SKTV or SKTV LRB. We are asking you to subscribe since you've been one of the religious followers of SKTV. Go ahead and subscribe to SKTV. So yes, I'm hearing something in the background. I think Brazilian monk. We were still talking about the same thing. What do you make of the point made by Kev Hassan and the rebuttal by John?
You know, the lack of Kev Hassan are the reason Georgia ended up being a one-term president. You got so many people that were precinct that they cannot apply common sense logic, and the last caller said it right. He came to sell his limitation, and he's very antithetical to logic. You know, Kev Hassan only called because Prince Johnson tried to implicate his boss Joshua. That's the only reason Kev Hassan called. But then he tried to have it both ways by contradicting himself. His first argument was that these cases were concluded, but the public are not aware on the website. And how often, if you have been in the habit of checking on that Ministry of Information website, the website is always under reconstruction, it's always down. But Kev Hassan wants to tell us that even some of us that can do research and read, that we somehow failed to do our due diligence by going to review those cases that were concluded. He's telling that these cases were concluded. Maybe he have a problem understanding the difference between making an update on a case and a case being 100% concluded where justice was served. No, Kev Hassan getting the two confused. And then when you press it, he said no, but Madam Sally did the same. And also we can technically like what he was saying. Madam Sally never concluded some cases on people that were murdered. You see, that's what we told people from the beginning of the election. CDC and Unity Party are almost one of the same. Getting either one of them, you're not doing yourself any good. Because sedition came with the idea that all the worst things that happen on a Unity Party-led government, they are morally obligated to do the same, and they could go away with impunity. That's what he meant to say. That technically people were killed under Madam Salif, and nothing was done about it. So we could literally kill people under Georgia and walk away. That's exactly the case he was making in another sense. That's what he was saying. And the caller struck it there right. Kev Hassan came to sell his limitation because he does not understand things. We're talking about the sons of two prominent presidents, Torber and Tuckman. You talk about auditor, you talk about Matthew Innes, a major figure at the central bank, and you want to tell us that these cases were concluded, and somehow the rest of us don't know about it except about Kev Hassan and few other guys. You know, it pains the heart for people like I tell people sometimes when people are doing rational thinking back home, I don't want to insult people back home. The reason I can give them the benefit of the doubt, sometimes you cannot understand things because your limitation geographically. You know, some of us when we were yet to travel to the Western world, we used to think in a particular way. But one of the things I tell people, when you travel halfway across the world and live in an industrialized society, you cannot think like the way you used to think. And that's why some of our brothers exhibit in this country almost all the time. You live in a Western society, you know what is right, you know what is wrong, you know when to play politics, but yet you choose to think like someone in a village. I don't get it. People like Kev Hassan, I don't know. I don't know how to which extent you can keep playing defense or defending the indefensible when the proof are glaring. I mean, bro, the elections are over. Georgia is out. Say something right for once. You don't have to kiss Georgia behind all the time because you're supporting. No, we're talking about justice. That we're talking about the lives of individuals. Now, because Prince Johnson, like I said, is trying to implicate by insinuating that somehow Georgia and others were involved. That's the only reason Kev Hassan called on the show. So I don't have time to waste on Kev Hassan analysis.
Let's check on Bong. It looks like the news bulletin is over. I'm not too sure. But from the look of things, it looks like Melbourne is ready. Melbourne, are we live on this? Are we live on Truth?
Yes, indeed, we are back. And in fact, Brazilian Monk last talk were also heard by the people. So we are back.
So let's take some calls in Liberia.
Great. And
let the people react to what we just heard from Senator Prince Johnson and the communication.
So a minute, just continue.
You know what? I'm sorry, do that. I have somebody here on hold. I forget. I think this is
Steve?
No, it's Brookable Power. Hello?
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Yeah, you're live.
Yeah, thank you. See, you don't want to come home for long, but thank you for the show.
Yeah, because it was not time to take call. Yeah, you guys, you'll be harassing me with calls.
I mean, no for business. I still, I listen to you and I listen to business more. That one me a call. No, sometimes when you got to be the capital of the issue, you begin the buyer of it propose my house.
Oh,
Listen, right there, business more than that. You listen to the press conference for the police director and even the police woman. Even Mr. Fair, about the person's son. He's not happy because the ball was so mad, but I say, man, the ball came, and I want to ask you a question. Do you believe in just a minister, Mrs. Castro? Do you believe in it? If so, why do you think the other EV information they put it out about Israel occur by the other people out there? You still not believing it? Apart from that, the president gave up many. He said, if anybody that want to do things about 10,000 or any transaction should make sure I should sign it. Does that mean the president have right to appoint somebody? The president wish to give power.
my man. So there's something called moratorium. When that one is placed, it means that you stop doing everything that you were doing, under normal circumstances. That's what it means. That when they place moratorium, it means that
It's a temporary freeze.
let's say for example, during the COVID, they put moratorium on eviction. That no matter what happened, no matter the circumstances of the person, you can't kick them out because the government put moratorium on that in many of the states. So it means that things that you will do under normal circumstances can stop, including spending. And now Prince Johnson is saying, why do you want to uphold some part of your own statement and then now uphold the other part of it?
If any agency want to do any transaction, a buffer limit or any transaction, they should govern. I should be no.
And what was the reason? And what was the reason for that? No. What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason? What was the reason for President Weah to have issued that moratorium?
That's what I'm saying, because they want those transactions that go off in a regime or in a period of time to be wrong to the patient.
Yeah. I said, what was the reason? What was the reason you think President Weah issued that moratorium? What was the reason?
That's what I said to you.
Okay. Maybe you don't know the reason. Let me tell you the reason. The reason was because President Weah believed we had our 6th year. We did what we could have done. We have been voted out. We don't want to mess anything up for the incoming government. All the Google thing we're supposed to do, we did it. The one that we were unable to do, we didn't do it. So for now on, say we don't have enough time anymore in our hands. Let's not mess up anything. Let everything remain in tight. All right, thank you so much. All right, my man, go ahead and conclude. I know. That's my interpretation, and that's the interpretation of what the president said. But sedition will always be a sedition. Okay. Okay. Mama, thank you. Okay. I want you to go to the police website that you're talking about. Listen, I want you to please go to the police website you're talking about and forward to us some of the cases that were concluded and the finding. Please forward to SKTV. We'll come here and say it. My man, make it simple for me. Please go to. My man, okay, now you go and get it and send it to me and tell the world that we already sent information to Seku or to SKTV. All right. Let's leave it there. I gotta take all call, my man. Let's leave it there. Thank you so much. Wow. Caller, what is your name and where you calling from? Then we'll go to Liberia. On the other line. 978 number.
Hey, Segu, what's up?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay. My name is Emmanuel. I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Emmanuel, go ahead.
Yeah, there are two things I can say. SKTV.
Go ahead.
He gave me preaching more relevant. He made first statement. You can't wait to discussing.
But Prince is a senator.
Yeah, listen. You can.
And he's speaking on national issue.
You can silence somebody, but not giving him relevant.
Why?
Okay. The reason why I say that is Prince Johnson and you been back and forth. SKTV. You come and get president, you come and you respond. You come and get president, you come and you respond. And number two, there are a lot of people you said he a president. That is very true. And number three, Prince Johnson is not the only warlord in Liberia. But if you can't respond to Prince Johnson, he will keep coming by the same stuff. If you know him, he will say, okay.
But let me say this to you, my brother. Maybe you kind of misconstrue the whole thing. We have nothing against Prince Johnson, and there's no war between SKTV and Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson made his statement. We responded to him. We were done with that, and we're moving on. We don't have anything against him. If Prince Johnson does the right thing, we'll talk about it as a government official. If he does the wrong thing, we'll report it as government official. Prince, we have nothing personal against him. Listen, we have nothing personal against Prince Johnson. If Prince Johnson speaks on national issue, we will definitely talk about it. We got nothing against him. If anybody making Prince Johnson relevant and important, it's the Liberian people. The people voted for the man, and the man is an elected official, one of the longest, if not the longest senator in the history of Liberia. Prince Johnson going for 27 years in the Senate. So Prince Johnson is very relevant. Prince Johnson has been the person to select the next president of our country 3 times.
What you talking about 3, 4 times?
Ellen's twice. So we are 1.
Yeah, and Joseph Baga 4 in a row.
So Prince Johnson, if anybody important in Liberia, nobody's important more than Prince Johnson. So discussing Prince Johnson is not a bad thing, and we have nothing against him. We can discuss anything. No. When you say we are making it important, making it to look like we are at war with him, so we should not be talking about him. No, we are not.
You know the reason why? I will take it back to where we all sentencing by some people or something, or we all arrested or some papa, something. The new media here is a Trump popular. When somebody come out and make a statement and leave me alone, but if you go your somebody back and forth, you'll be like, okay, I'm important.
My man, but this is not between Prince Johnson versus SKTV. This is a Prince Johnson as a senator.
That's the whole thing.
On his role, in Liberia, and that is very important to the Liberian people that want to know exactly what's going to happen in the next few days before the turning over of the leadership from George Weah to Joseph Boakai. And during the transition, a lot can happen, including the Senate involvement as to what to do. But anyway, make your final comment so I can take the next caller.
Beside Prince Johnson, I related what George Weah want to do to bring Musa Dean as one of the Supreme Court judges. That guy was the eye of the government, the government lean prosecutor. There was menstrual death in the country. He not investigated. When you bring him to the Supreme Court, what can he do?
Yeah. But then you and Prince Johnson saying the same thing. You agree with Prince Johnson?
He and Prince Johnson on the same thing.
All right, brother. Thank you.
You might
see, you might look to the preacher's side. The four preachers will tell me, I have my own opinion for the statement.
Okay, I understand. No, I say I say you're on the same side. You say
You're
the
on the
same
same
thing.
page with Prince Johnson.
You know, they may agree with you, you agree with him. So we good.
Okay.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much. All right, let me take this caller here. I think this is Mr. Burden Noah. Mr. Burden Noah, how you doing?
How you doing, Mr.
Exactly. Sunday good, Sunday bad. Jaka Besluku. But the thing is, we are not for anybody. We just for the truth. You know that.
Okay. You see, Bansego, this is the reason why I came home from SKTV.
Thank you.
When you guys are saying those things, sometimes I can tell people say on this table, you put in your bucket so that you can do the good thing, or for people to listen to what he says. You see, Mr. Senator Johnson said something today and sat down and shed tears. He left promises.
You shed tear? You say? My man, you serious about that?
I think he said he shed tears, not Prince Johnson.
No, I'm saying he shed tear. I didn't see anything that would really warrant somebody shedding tear. But anyway. All right, go ahead conclude. Go ahead conclude, Mr. Beduno.
When he spoke of the other onlookers that fell from his house, and he said the blood did not go farther. The blood was only one place.
You see the blood. You see the blood did not scatter.
The little girl that died, and he made mention the EPS officers that died in Tapeta. So it brought tears to my eyes, people. And some of those things happen. When the truth is not then told to the Liberian people, they say the other person take a side. I could remember when I spoke with you, 2020. I said, without Lima County, any president that come in the Republic of Liberia, I'm quoting myself, Baseko, and you remember what I said, and we went deeper into it. Lima County has produced all presidents in the Republic of Liberia, not even four, during Stockman administration, during Thomas administration, during Doe administration. So all of those things, the records are there. But when somebody who is a long-serving senator, the guy senators are large in every country, even in the great America that we live in. We have John McCain in Arizona. We have Katie right here in Iowa, where I live. He's been there and he's gone there. And some of them then die in offices. So somebody might have what they call FM bot, Brother Sekou. But when he says something, we all should listen to him. It is not only Senator Johnson alone, it is other senators that are coming in. Men of TJ, men of DeLong, men of other senators and men and women.
Okay. So have you heard from DeLong yet? You have a communication for DeLong?
Oh no, DeLong, because he on the judiciary committee, he said today on TV, go there and listen to it.
What he said?
Listen to it.
What did he say? What did he say? What did Senator DeLong say?
He's not going to speak on the nominations by the president, which is Musa, the justice minister, because he on that bench, he on that committee, he will leave it as it is. Therefore, he's not going to speak on it because of political reasons. But men at TNJ, who is going, he said he's not in support of it. Other senators are calling one another. Why rush? It happens here. It happened here when there was vacancy on the judicial bench, more especially on the Supreme Court bench. What Obama said, he nominated, right? And the Republican rejected it. They should be the moment for Joseph Boakai, if the senator will have that court to say we are standing for Nigeria and the Nigerian people, I don't think that nomination should even pass the step of the study of in the Senate. It should not pass. It should be there. Why rush? Why rush? The justice minister will want to put America. We are begging America to put censure on him because every step of our brothers and sisters that happen in Liberia, the justice minister is aware. You understand, brother people? So we are calling on Liberia to go to that Capitol building for even Musa Dina to smell the door of that Capitol building because of this wickedness. And let me end it by Ken Hassan. Ken Hassan, the election is over. The election is over. Men that you supported, men that you called your friends, men that you talk about, another man having sleep with another woman, a married woman, a reputable woman, a reputable man, and you came up by saying, because they never talk to my president, I will disgrace him. The election is over, Ken Hassan. Look for something and do. Don't be in the election room. Joshua is gone and he will never return. Thank you, Baseku, for having me on this show. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So, before I go to, let me go to the next caller here. I have something very important to share with you guys. I think we have had enough of this. We will talk about it publicly this time around. But yes, go ahead. I think this is my brother Henry in Brisbane, right?
Yeah.
How you doing, my brother?
Well, not bad. I want to say thank you I want to say thank you to both of you guys. But let me just hit on something quick. It comes to Senator Johnson. I really issue with Senator Johnson, and the issue I got with Senator Johnson, he should just keep quiet with the whole situation because he was once pretty thinking for George Weah. If they say they bring it, you in person, Sekou, you go in your closet now. I know you will get tips from Senator Johnson accusing UP partisan, killing those people. I looked at, I got some on the table. I just can't remember where part of my phone at the air. So for that, they just keep quiet. You see, they see Musa Dini. The citizens are confused, and people will be confused. They may support the United Party. So sometimes when they're talking, they gotta be quiet when they're talking. Then they get your chance. You people the best people. Because the citizens are accusing the ability man. You're the best people now that can bring in and say something. But Musa didn't play a proper game against the citizen and the UP. Maybe they didn't know. All the trouble against the cause, who is so free there? That's the same man. You think I forget about this man? Look, our country, up to now, the best man I will ever say that I see that our coming, we're going to be good. I can just talk too much here. But I know time will tell. Time will tell. They're making big mistakes. That cheap politics he running. Senator Johnson, he knows what he said to the people. He was just pressing the CDC government. So he calls him private. And I don't want for you to people to come in and call allow Musa Dine. He is an undercover UP. And I can prove it to some of them. Because when people used to talk, they used to go against it. They challenge kids, they went against it. Where are they coming from? So I know that. So please, I mean, somebody was saying something. The person only, I think the person look at Senator Johnson and say, people will like hit freedom too much. It's because you already know this man. Then today, he fly with a bride.
Yep.
Because our people in power. So he fly with them. So
Hi, brother. Thank you
so
so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, Brazilian monk, something happened. I want to talk about it before Caller, please hold the line. I have to say this before we go any further. As you all were here, we were on the show and we were on the radio. We were about to take calls. And when people started to call and react to this whole Prince Johnson's press conference. And we were even pushed to somehow speak negative about Prince Johnson. We said we have no problem with Prince Johnson. But you know, you saw the radio went off. And the reason why the radio went off, there are elements within the country that believe certain names, certain politicians, some political actors should not be discussed, unfortunately. And if this is going to be our last day on Truth FM, I think it will be. But we are not going to be censored by anyone, by anybody. There are some people or somebody within Truth FM that don't want us to discuss Prince Johnson, good or bad. That Prince Johnson name should not be mentioned on the show while we are on Truth FM. Unfortunately, that's the kind of country we have. It's okay to discuss Boakai. It's okay to discuss President Weah. It's okay to discuss even Musa Belete, who owns Truth FM. But it is a taboo. It's bad. It's a crime to mention Prince Johnson. Granted, whatever the relationship be between Musa and Prince Johnson, it has nothing to do with what we are discussing here. And nobody is insulting Prince Johnson here. In fact, for the most part, all of us on this particular topic kind of agree with Prince Johnson for the fact that he's elected to be a senator, he's doing his job. And if he speaks on national issue, to say that should not be discussed on the radio, then I don't want to be on that radio. Censorship. This is why we have said, with no disrespect, with no level of ingratitude to Truth FM, but for O'Neill Robert to tell Melbourne to go off because we're discussing Prince Johnson, that is unbelievable. But let me tell you this. If this is going to be the last time we're going to be on Truth FM, so be it. But we are not going to stop discussing national issue. Regardless who is at the receiving end. Let alone, this was not any negative about Prince Johnson. And we will not control our audience how to view and understand things. And they have the right to say anything they want to say as long as they are not insulting. So, down the line, we will take some serious action. But I'm sorry to the viewers and listeners that only listen to us via Truth FM. I think we don't have to go through this anymore. We either get it straight and be fine, draw a fine line, and move on. This is not the first time. The last time it happened, Musa and I spoke, and we spoke very clearly. And we were very, very clear with Musa Ability, the owner of Truth FM. We told him that whether it's Prince Johnson or anybody, when it comes to national issue, we will discuss it. We will not badmouth or insult any politician. We will always speak to the issue. And in this particular case, in the middle of a conversation where Liberians are interested in listening, and they were eager to even call in to participate, then people, O'Neill Robert telling Mayborn to go off the radio, that we shouldn't be mentioning Prince Johnson at all on the radio. Wow. I just want to say that. Maybe you want to say something before I take the next caller. Brazilian Monk. But for me, if that will be the last time we'll be on the radio, that will be it. But we will discuss the issue when the new arises.
Well, I think you said it all. That's it. If that will be, you see, Sekou, I told you all the time on the show, when you're speaking the truth, you don't have to remember what you said in the past. And you just said it plain, right, and simple. If this is going to be the last time, then so be it. People on SKTV, whether it's the listening audience or the people, the panelists that are on the show, we are not going to change our business model to please certain individual. It's all about following the news. It's all about following the trends of events. And it's all about speaking the truth. So if folks want for us to bend reality just to suit their personal need, then there will be no need. I mean, it will be a sad thing to say, but unfortunately, that's the country we find ourselves.
Is he why now Prince Johnson say we'll soon close all down?
Yes, because he believes he has the authority to do it. And this is just a testament to that. He knew exactly. Yeah. But I don't know how today's information was against Prince Johnson. If we,
I don't know,
standpoint, can agree with Prince Johnson and you still feel it's an attack on Prince Johnson, then what will happen if there's a negative view about Prince Johnson? So I think you said it all. If there is a need, if this will be the last show on Truth FM, then so be it. But we are not going to change the way we do things here. And you don't want to call the shot, so it's up to you. Decision you make, we will be there to support. But I think you are making the right decision in this case.
Yeah, let me take this caller here. I've been on hold for a while. So, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 8059.
Yes, Sekou, can you hear me? Am I clear?
You are very clear, loud and clear.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to all the panelists and the many listeners in and out of Liberia. This is Mwa, and the legal name is Emmanuel Korea. I'm calling from North Dakota. So I just called to make clarity to the caller that were on the line and discussing Senator statement to be precise. So you were asking me what is the didn't say, what is the didn't say. Senator didn't wrote on the page, he said clarity to the people of Liberia. He said, I'm not reading it from the page, but this is what I read, so I'm not reading it verbatim. He said, for clarity, there is no penny confirmation hearing as to be circulated in its news or on social media prior to inauguration. And he said, I spoke as a committee chairperson on the Judiciary Committee in the Liberian Senate. Those are his words. That's all I wanted to make clear to the public. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you so much. So, Brazilian Monk, you know, you remember when Prince Johnson attacked us in his church? Prince Johnson attacked SKTV and threatened to shut us down. We responded. My man, what are you calling back again, my man?
Yeah, I'm calling back to react to what I just said.
What woman just said?
The guy that just spoke with you. What difference did not say or he wrote? Didn't say, and he said he wants to make clarification.
Okay, it's okay.
There you go.
It's okay. I thought you were saying something different. Yeah.
Uncle Pete.
Hello, Uncle Pete.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yeah, I want to talk on the show.
Go ahead. You're live.
Yes.
My man, talk to the phone directly. Stop listening to the monitor.
Yeah.
So you can't have delay.
They're threatening to close you down if you mention Prince Johnson on your show.
And they just did that.
You know, Liberia is a sick country. Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You know, we are used to praising, honoring, and worshiping corrupt people in our country, including killers. Who the hell is Prince Johnson that you people cannot discuss it?
That you couldn't even mention. Even if we're not even talking negative about him, but we should not mention Prince Johnson on the radio. Come on, man.
What's wrong with Prince Johnson? We all what Prince Johnson has done in our country. And people say, you know what? Let me tell you just this. This is why I'm saying the Bong government, we are watching them. They have to be very, very, very careful. They have not even formed the government. Some people claiming positions. This is why I wrote today. If the House will get a position in the government, somebody always say that, oh, I am the Minister of Information. I am the Minister, I'm the Cultural Ambassador. They are the Minister of Finance. I believe it. Like, what? Look, this is the thing. We are talking about changing the political dynamics in our country. Why will people tell you not to mention Prince Johnson? Who is Prince Johnson that you cannot mention his name?
Yeah, because Prince Johnson are God.
Because the kind of what that man has done in our country. He's a senator, he's a public servant. Why tell you all mention Prince Johnson? The kind of atrocities that he committed even in our country. Being sanctioned by the Americans. And you cannot mention the name, they got to disconnect you all from
Yeah, but I mean, they're doing it to the Liberian people. I mean, the listening audience of Truth FM that are kind of accustomed to listening to SKTV and that they were eager to actually participate. Some of them in the interest of, I mean, in defense of Prince Johnson, some of them, you know, in opposite of Prince Johnson. But that is the beauty of democracy. I mean, people should be allowed, I mean, to exercise their franchise. That's what is called freedom of speech. Wow.
Then you cannot discuss Prince Johnson. People are not aware that the dissemination of information is very vital to a community or society. They do not know the dissemination of information plays a vital role in any society. Then they will tell you not to discuss Prince Johnson.
Yeah.
Prince Johnson. And the people in America can be discussing Donald Trump, who is former president, on a daily basis.
Yeah, you know, yeah. It's okay. I mean, the good thing is we are on SKTV, we are on SKTV YouTube, we are on Instagram. They have no control over what happened on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. And the good thing is radio is very important. But radio is just a wave. When it passes, it passes. But these recordings, the show, they are on YouTube forever. They are on Facebook forever, unless we decide to take it down. So if somebody missed the show, they can always go back and listen to it. When they miss it on the radio, they can't go back and listen to that. It's done, it's done. But again, I'm not sure where Musa Bilete stand on this particular decision today, because I don't want to say anything without hearing from him. But I'm taking it back very much that our show will be cut off on the radio just by mentioning Prince Johnson.
I want to see that happen.
I want to know exactly what's going to happen. And I can say this: if this will be the last time we will ever be on Truth FM, then so be it. One of these days we will have our own radio station too. But this is not a good start. Not for me, but for Prince Johnson and the Joseph Barker government. This is not a good start. You can't survive like this. You can't survive by silencing the media. It's not possible. But you know, Uncle P, thank you so much. Let me take the next caller. All right. So let's go to the line here. 240 number, last 4 digit 1572. Hello.
Yeah, this is Lovely calling from Minnesota.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I was not following the show, but as soon as I put my phone on because I fell asleep and I heard you talking something about Prince Johnson. You know, I don't know and say who Prince Johnson think he is, or what wrong with the Liberian people? What wrong with the Liberian people? I listen to the show. I hear you guys talk to leaders. It's not in a bad way. You bring things up that we, the Liberian people, need to know. You know why they want to stop the show? Because they're digging their own graves. And they know that you guys will not sit there. You guys will point things out. So they want to close through FM so that the Liberian people can know what they're doing. But they're forgetting to know that they got social media, they got YouTube, they got other stations that Liberians can still go on and listen to. So I came when I took my phone, I heard that I felt so pissed. Like, who are there to tell you what to do?
Yeah. But it is what it is.
You do what you can do, and we support the show to go anywhere.
Thank you.
You see what is starting in our country?
Yeah.
You see what is starting in our country?
And I can tell you, we have Liberians like yourself that have vowed to support us when we talk about our radio project. They tell us anytime you guys ready, we say after the election, after the inauguration, after whole election thing, we will embark on the project to have our own radio station in Liberia. We already have it in the pipeline. We will make it public, and we will need help from everybody to support us get our own radio station, because it's like depriving the Liberian people from listening to information. Can you do that? Can you believe that just because of one person? You know how many thousands of Liberians that you are depriving from listening to information that they can use for their own benefit?
Even in America here, the people around they can talk about Joe Biden. They talk about Donald Trump. Who can stop them here? And that's why here the rest talking about people. Who is Prince Johnson? That whole killer, he not kill people. He said he open chest, and people get the guts to go sit down on him and say he preaching. Liberians, we need to learn. We need to learn, or else we will just be on the same spot at the same time. Thank you, Sekou.
Thank you so much. Yes, caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? 210, last 4 digits 0098.
Hey, Sekou, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
This is Helena Wilson. I'm calling for Texas.
Helena, welcome. How are you?
Since after the election, I called no show.
Okay.
I still carry my prescription, right? But not the other discussion. I didn't hear you saying that you want to know what Muta Benito will say.
Yeah. No, but I gotta talk to him. First.
For his own interest. For his own interest, what talking about things? And they're looking for something in the house. Whatever Prince Johnson left in the United Party tell him that he will do. But when people say, they say, oh, Joe, we are the other men were bad. They get two bad people. But one of them bad, one of them fair. And you see the United Party government you're playing with. It would be so bad, and like people will see it, and they'll go by and start crying for Joe. That's never what you see, oh. You see nothing. That Prince Johnson dead. When they said from there, they didn't know why you didn't see Prince Johnson. When they said there, that Prince Johnson. And Joseph Potter will not say nothing, and Musa Benito will not do nothing about it. All we need to do is pray. Let God rescue us. Now go for rescue number 4. Because rescue 1, or rescue 2. So we'll go for rescue number 2 and 4, rescue number 3 and 4. Because when we will start, as soon as we start, it will be worse. I want to say, you got watching and show you say, oh, you want to know Musa did it also. Nothing he was saying, just watch and see. But thank you for your show.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, Brazilian monk, I think our people are, kind of like furious, and, because I mean, this is like somebody suppressing freedom of speech.
It is. That's why it is. It's more so in the present. Is
yeah. So, caller, what is your name? Yeah, I'm sorry. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
This is Madeline from Minnesota.
Madeline, how are you?
Good. Prince Johnson should know that freedom of speech in Liberia.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, please. Hello. Hey.
This is Mark from Sweden.
Yeah, because you're from Sweden, that's why I let go the other person, because I saw it was an overseas call. So that's why I give you the priority, the preference. So go ahead.
Yeah, Brother, I mean, always good. Thank you for the job you and your team is doing for the Liberian people.
Thank you.
And when it comes to this character they call Prince Johnson, most Liberian people don't understand. Prince Johnson is the master of few acts, right? Prince Johnson is a grandmaster when it comes to what we call the art of war. That have few different authors, right? And Prince Johnson is also the master of Marcus Aurelius strategy. Then Prince Johnson is also he's a master of the Machiavellian strategy, you understand? But what Prince Johnson doesn't have, for which Liberian people are not in the street singing that you kill the former president, will vote for you. Prince Johnson doesn't have the act and the charisma of a Baptist preacher, you understand? That will use words to make even the sick man wake up and dance in the church when they are preaching to their audience. Now, when it comes to this lady, for what you said, that she ordered Mayborn to leave the show, and I want you guys, I'm kindly appealing to you guys to continue on this lady and reach out to other TV and talk show hosts, because this thing is an assault on freedom of expression and on the democracy in Liberia. And Musa Belete, if he's listening, should take action against the lady.
It's not a lady, it's a guy. It's a guy called O'Neill Robert.
Okay. Thank you very much. Musa Belete should take action against the guy, having suspended, because we don't need these kind of people in the Liberian people's space, most especially when it comes to people articulating their opinion and their voices. You people have said nothing against Prince Johnson. If for anything tonight, I mean, you guys were trying to educate the Liberian people as to who Prince Johnson is, and you said nothing bad. But just the Liberian people don't understand who the Prince Johnson guy is. The Prince Johnson has the charisma of a Baptist preacher. Trust me. The same way the sound behind Chancellor, you came my mind, you came up, I vote for you. Joe, we are no go, you no go. Liberian people have been demonstrating that Prince Johnson, the one Prince Johnson. That's what I just got to say here. Thanks for the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so my sister Madeline, I'm sorry, because there was a call from in overseas, so I say like give them, the priority. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
That was from Sweden, all the way. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we all have to speak. But we're talking about the radio station in Liberia and trying to stop freedom of speech in our country. You see, the reason Prince Johnson opened church is because he saw Joe. We are going to his church and speaking to the Liberian people, so he wanted to do the same thing. It's the same thing that Prince Johnson was doing when the sedition went to his church to challenge him, and he opened his mouth in his church, and he was going to go to CDC church the next Sunday, and him put his foot there. people like Prince Johnson and that challenge. If Prince Johnson challenge the diaspora Liberian, who will continue to call the Senate of Prince Johnson. And what Charles said is Prince Johnson will end up there. We will not rest till Prince Johnson go there. Then Prince Johnson, has he spoken about the area senator? Has he spoken about the Liberian people that died? When they started gas in the streets of Monrovia, a senator there, a representative supposed to be passing law to put stop to illegal gas selling in the country. That one made up people brave. They could take bucket and tap to go and take gas. Gas stop turning over. It's not only Liberia, it happening in America, but the moment it happening, the police stop people from passing in that area because it's dangerous. But Prince Johnson then called as a senator in Liberia, and Liberian people die, and they hear stopping people from talking on radio station. We're not going to have it. Any decision you make, Sekou will support you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So, Brazilian Mo, I was trying to say something, and then people, keep calling and reacting to what happened. When we had that discussion that day, after we reacted to what Prince Johnson said about SKTV and my person, we didn't talk a lot. We only try to expose who Prince Johnson is. Then later on, most of the other media, including radio stations in Liberia and other social media platforms, started talking about it. Then Prince Johnson called, complaining that Truth FM has been used to attack him. So, and what happened, this gentleman that we just mentioned here, O'Neill Robert, when he took his own decision to even reduce the airtime for both SKTV and the closing argument on the radio for mentioning Prince Johnson. For the fact that closing argument talk about it, and it was also discussed on SKTV. So this guy went ahead and did that. And we had a communication with relevant authority. And what happened? Our airtime was restored. And this guy is now still happy about that because he made a decision to take us off or to limit our being on the air on Truth FM because we mentioned Prince Johnson. So now our time was restored. He just shut us off again on the radio because Prince Johnson was mentioned, Prince Johnson was discussed. And the irony about this particular discussion today, almost we were in far on the same page with Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson
that's the irony about the decision today.
Yeah, Prince Johnson is the one that, in fact, went and reiterated what we said yesterday. And we did not say any bad thing about him, but even if we were to speak negative about Prince Johnson, so what? Prince Johnson is not bigger or better than President Weah. Prince Johnson is not bigger or better than Joseph Nima Boakai or other state actors. But if we're never going to continue to do this, then there's no reason that we should be on Truth FM. You know, if you can remember, similar thing happened on the election day. I'm saying these things because enough is enough. For one person to be acting the way he's acting. You know, going to the election day, up to the election day, we're on the radio every day. On the election day, because we wanted to play safe, he said, don't want any of the show to go on the radio that day because they don't want us or people to inflame the situation in the country. The tension is too high. Can you imagine? What kind of media institution will say you're not supposed to come on the real day, on the real time when people are supposed to be listening? People will be looking up to you for information, for news. Even something bad is happening, who's supposed to calm them down? Isn't that the media? After that, right after the first round, the same person had the audacity to tell us, you saw it after the election, we were not on the radio for a while. Same person had the audacity to tell us that we want to know who you're supporting because X and Y and Z are supporting blah, blah, blah. So if that's where you guys supporting, then fine. If not, we will not come on the radio until after the election. Can you imagine? Imagine him making these kind of people then president, putting it in government, making a director of communication in Liberia, making a minister of information responsible to shut down or grant people frequency. You know what will happen? This is beyond my imagination. And like I said, whether it will take us 1 year, 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years from now to have our own radio station, that's fine. Or if we can network or collaborate with different people, different stations, that will allow us to operate independently with no level of censorship. Or we can have a defined, clear and defined agreement as to how we should operate. We're not going to battle. We're going on the radio. And we will know whether or not our people are really serious and they really want SKTV to be heard in Liberia. We will introduce the project. We'll see how the people respond to it. As a matter of fact, we did some analysis first. It will interest you. About $50,000 can get you a radio station in Liberia. That does not include land. If you're just going to get a place, rent or release a place, radio station, $50,000 can get you started. Having an FM station in Liberia. Be as big as others, but at least they want, like, for example, they want a spoon get. You can get $50,000 can get you there. So we will have to start working on it as soon as possible to get it going. On the documentation, we are working on that. But the financial aspect is paramount. Everything is not lost. We have to hear from Musability. I know Musability will not tell when else turn SKTV off radio for mentioning Prince Johnson, whether negative or positive. No, Musability will never do that. I don't think he will do that. And I'll be surprised if I hear that he was the one that told O'Neill to shut us off the radio because of mentioning Prince Johnson. But again, that is just a brief history of some of the things we're going through. This is also a broader picture of our country. This is just proof of him. But this is exactly how that country is being running. The powerful people, the powerful, the well-placed and the well-connected decide for everybody. Imagine when Mabel said people were calling him text messages, people were eager to participate, to air their opinion on the topic under discussion. Especially, this was more about Councillor Frank Musa Ding than it was about Prince Johnson. Prince Johnson's comment, press conference, was just a component of the entire discussion. But it was not about Prince Johnson either. And once Prince Johnson had a press conference, he wants it to be discussed. That's why he invited the press. He wanted the Liberian people to hear it. He wanted the world to hear his position when it comes to the confirmation of Frank Musa Ding. So what is wrong with discussing Prince Johnson own press conference that he wanted the press to be, to be discussing? I'm not sure about the outcome, but I must say this. I will have no regret if this will be the last time we're going to be on Truth FM, and we will never bow down to this kind of behavior from O'Neill Robert, who is the radio manager for Truth FM. Let's hear from you,
Circle there is so sad, but unfortunately, I'm reading deeper into this than what you are saying right now. Because if you cannot even discuss a Prince Johnson, even when he's saying the right thing, then it means it's a sign of things to come. Then it means we'll be able to criticize Joseph Boaga and the incoming administration. That's how I'm saying it. That's how I'm interpreting it. And we may blame the O'Neill Robber or whosoever he is, but he might be taking some directive and his marching order from someone in the background.
Yeah, but not to cut you off, Monk. The reason why I'm kind of, not believing that this came from somewhere else, because he has done it multiple times before. He has taken decision. And like, say, for example, the last message that I received from him, when he came out of nowhere telling us from now on, online platforms, talk shows will only be on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I did not respond to him because I didn't even know where he came from with that. We had no prior conversation. We had no consultation, nothing whatsoever. Out of the blue, he just wrote that and sent to me. And what I did, I called Musa to find out. And Musa told me he was not aware of that. And because Musa was not aware of that, Musa had a conversation with him. That's why our airtime was restored. So I know very well Prince Johnson called Musa, or Prince Johnson called Truth FM before. But to say shut SKTV off when Prince Johnson is mentioned, I'm not sure if that directive will come from Musa. I'm not sure about that. It's not impossible. I don't want to say, it's impossible, but
it's unlikely that
could happen. Exactly. I'm finding it difficult to see, to believe it.
Imagine a syndicate or a radio station calling herself Truth FM, and you want to shut down people for speaking the truth. That's a contradiction right there. But that's Liberia, and that's the politics of Liberia. And this thing is also a clarion call to all the supporter and the viewer of SKTV that you should start thinking long term in terms of support. Because if you support SKTV, then we're able to withstand all this pressure and the backlash coming from people that are trying to shut you down. Can you imagine expressing dissenting views and opinion and people going to go against that? So you can expect that to happen too in the future, because if Prince Johnson wields this much power that he can shut people off the radio, why make you think when we start questioning Joseph Parker concession agreement or access declaration or some insider game that is being played in the administration, they will most definitely tell us to shut us down as well. So if you're an SKTV supporter, if you're an SKTV viewer, then you might as well start getting ready for things to come and start thinking long term into the future when it comes to running our own radio station or looking for other platforms. So the support will be needed, and whether it's moral support or financial support, you got to stick with SKTV. I tell people all the time, if you want the truth, if you want the best for this country, if you want to put politics aside, SKTV should be targeting nothing less than 5,000 viewers per day. And that's just why it is. Apparently, they see the potential for growth. They're seeing the business model and they're trying to get ahead. They're trying to get ahead of the curve and cut SKTV up. But we will be here, and we are not going to change the business model. Like I said, Sekou, we take the margin order from you. You are the one that started this whole movement and this whole platform. So you, someone who believes in the idea of a moral principle and speaking the truth. So anywhere you decide to go, if you decide to stand strong, the people that believe in SKTV will stand with you, and that's just why it is. We remain to stick with our fundamental values here and what we believe in, and people will get to tell the truth over time. People will weigh the options when it comes to the news and the various platforms, and they will be able to decide. The truth doesn't hide. They will see it. Why are they attacking SKTV this early? And we are not even the biggest platform yet. But like I said, they watch the show religiously. They follow when SKTV is up, because I think with social media might not be like a radio station, but there are certain advantages, the like and the share button, the replay. There are so many things that come with social media, and they are seeing that potential. They're seeing that, you know what, people trying to gravitate to SKTV, the views, and they are not one that will be tweaking or circumventing around the fact. So you might as well cut them off now, then before they start growing wings around here and start getting the vast majority of the support in the media space. So maybe that could be the game plan. But we are yet to stay in. We will speak the truth no matter what. We're not going to change.
Yep. Definitely, we will not bow down. We will not succumb to this kind of censorship from those people. But again, right after the inaugural process, because a lot of people still engage with politics, people focus on politics right now, and I think we're going to have to start our conversation, Monk, sooner rather than later, because we had talked to a few people to begin this conversation, but it looks like we have to start the process sooner rather than later to see how we can go about this whole thing. And in as much as, we initiated this process, but we will need other people. We need other people to get involved. I don't even have to be the one to lead the process, but I just want to make sure that we do what we can do. And today is Friday. A few of my sisters, already sent us some money, but a lot of you are forgetting. We say Friday every Friday, and Melbourne even added that today is a special Friday. And Monk and Melbourne added that today we've been doing this stuff for SKTV, but this Friday is the last Friday of the year. And Melbourne expects something for the new year, and the way they not shut Melbourne up.
I want to talk the mail off. They took the mail off.
The way that sharp Melbourne up there is kind of sometimes some of these things I can find it difficult to talk about some of them sometimes because it feels like some of these people, if you talk in a certain way, it may not affect me, but what about the low boy who's young man who's working there getting his daily bread? But the thing is, we know exactly what's going on in Liberia. There are people that associate with SKTV are better off than some people who are actually employed in Liberia. Because you know what? There are a lot of good Samaritans. There are a lot of good people that watch and follow SKTV that can go off out of their way. They can go out of their way to support some of these people then without even telling us. In many instances, I know some people, women and men alike, that have been actually supportive of some of the young people that are associated with SKTV without notice, to be honest. So some of these people, they even benefit more, they even get more from supporters and, fans of SKTV more than they are getting from some of those purely employment.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We'll do our best. We'll take care of our people. Whoever have the means to support us, feel free to support us. The radio station thing will be the biggest project for us, but we're going to have to embark on it as soon as possible. So,
Sekou, in life, there is always a good thing, no matter how the situation is. Maybe this might just be the awakening of a sleeping giant in terms of the support, and people will just get pissed, and they will even do more, and they will even go the extra mile. No matter what happened to you in life, even if it's a horrible situation, there is always a good to it. So maybe our supporters been dragging their feet in terms of standing strong and supporting SKTV, and the action of Mr. Roberts today might just be the awakening call that they need to do something better and to start thinking into the future. And our people getting a taste of it already. You can see the responses, and people will stand with SKTV, and we are not going anywhere. That just maybe is the beginning of something new to come, something big to come for SKTV. So as long as SKTV sticks around and keep giving the news and the facts and saying the truth, people will stand with SKTV no matter what. And you just said it. Sometimes people go out of their will to support those guys back home individually. I ain't really letting you know. So yeah, that's the impact. Sometimes you do things, you don't see the immediate impact, but over time it cascades, it gets bigger. So this could be the awakening of a sleeping giant, and we will see how it goes. But SKTV will be here no matter where the news goes. That's where it will come.
And you are 100% right about that, Monk. And to say this, the process of getting in place, we are also already working on it. Like I said, without or land or building from scratch, if you can release a place to get a station built and up and running, $50,000 can do it. So that means if Brazilian Monk, get something down there, you want to list it to SKTV for a reasonable price, or want to give us a place for us to use to be something, that means that we shouldn't worry. We're not worried about building. We're not worried about anything else. The next thing to worry about will be the finance, right?
Yep.
So you never know who's listening. You never know who's following. Whoever can help with whatever it means. In Liberia, in particular, we appreciate it. Whatever you can do. I think we have to start this process as soon as possible. It's very, very important. And to the Liberian people, I'm sorry, those that were listening to us on the radio, and they were eager to participate. We are sorry. We apologize for what happened. And we are sorry that if this is going to be the trend, then definitely we're going to have to go without being on the radio for now until we can find a solution or have some clear and defined deal when it comes to how and what we should do. I think we should be independent. People should allow us to do what we can do. But again, the politics is getting serious. It's getting real. And I think these things are out of fear. They are out of fear. And the good news is SKTV is going nowhere. We are here to stay. We'll be on Facebook. SKTV LRB, SKTV Original will come back. Will come back soon. And SKTV YouTube, SKTV Instagram. Anywhere you go, you will find us. That's why, in fact, as I speak to you right now, we are live on my personal page. Because we want to make sure we don't really care about how many people watching on which platform. Right now, we are seeing about 841 people, right, on our main screen here. You have, I don't know, let me see. Let me just tell you something. Because we don't really care about who is there, who is not there. Because a lot of people can watch after because they don't want to be seen, you know. So let's say we got 105 people on YouTube right now, just as I speak. So it's good. No matter what you do, you see that 105 people before the show finish, so now you will see 1,000 people already watch the show on YouTube or 800. So at the end of the day, those videos, people refer to each other, people share with each other. At the end of the day, the information we share goes a long way. You don't know how many people watching us and listening to us in Lobatu, in Campley, in Zredu, in Kelwicam, in Zozo. People call me all the time and say, thank you for your show. I said, how do you listen to the show? They say Facebook. Another Omar called the other day from Maryland. Says, Teku, what happened to the show? We're not seeing SKTV. I said, well, where do you watch SKTV? She said, I watch it on my TV here from Maryland. Can you imagine? Because she was concerned because she never been seeing SKTV for a little bit. So I told her to go and follow SKTV LRB for now while we work on getting back SKTV ready and getting back on. So the support is big. We really, really appreciate it. So, Brazilian Mom, before we go, I think we should stay open line for people who want to maybe say something. And
yeah, but I will just make my partner comment because I got to make a quick run here.
For sure. Yeah,
that's why
that's why
to our listening audience again, get ready for a bumpy road ahead because we know once the new administration come in, we will experience this same trend. So bump up your support, be committed as much as possible. I mean, I think there's a awakening call, like I said earlier. You got to send with SKTV if you want the best for Liberia in terms of information and getting the best of news and an impartial news as well. So there's just the beginning of things to come. It's a guy like Prince Johnson that is not the president yet can, like I said, wield this much power. Then think about the people that will be calling the shot in Liberia. It means you cannot touch them, they cannot be criticized. So if you want SKTV to continue, follow up with the support and stick with SKTV and we'll be going places. That's all I can say for now. But this was a very sad and unfortunate event that you're going to take people off the air because of dissenting opinions and view. And our brother Milbon said it was a special Friday. Maybe he saw this coming because there is a Friday unlike any other Friday that he was taking off the air.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll do it another day. I got to make a quick run. Thanks for the time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah. So, folks, yes, like I said earlier, today is Friday. People usually support SKTV, send support to us on Friday. I think few people already done it. I've seen a few. Somebody sent us $40 on Zelle. Somebody also sent $75, and I think somebody sent $100. Sorry, coming, but let me make sure. So then I will look at the cash app after. So yes, indeed, I want to say thank you to all of you for the support. We really, really appreciate it. So when we talk about what we heard and what we saw, it seems like Musa Ding, we found it difficult. It seems like Musa Ding, we found it difficult to be confirmed because the politics in it is too big. But again, politics is politics. There are people that don't care. There are people that will do anything to get their little money here and there and just go. Whatever the case be, the good news I can tell SKTV family is that our sources, people that give us information, they cannot be compromised. That's the good news. Regardless, whether we're on the radio or not on the radio, you will get the same news from us. Because our sources are embedded into the system. There's no way that somebody can really deprive us from getting information. Unless you don't work with people. Unless you just remove everybody from working and then just let machines to do the work. As long as you have human being working in Liberia, we'll have all the information. They cannot deprive us, only God. The jealousy is real. The fear is real. They are confused. They ask themselves. Some of them even sometimes call me and ask me, Seku, how do you guys get your information? I said, God. God can give us information because you know what? We're not doing it for ourselves. And our job is not about mere propaganda. We are not a bunch of attention seekers. That's why we care less about how many people watch us. We seek the truth, we investigate, we'll dig deeper, and we'll come and share with you. You can share with somebody else. Because we are in it for Liberia, because our hearts are clean and clear, that's why God is on our side. Just yesterday, day before yesterday, nobody could imagine 2-3 weeks ago that SKTV was going to be vindicated by Joseph Walker himself to say, yes, I went to America because of medical issue. And the issue happened in Rhode Island. Exactly as reported by SKTV. I think lately, few things happen. Everything we predicted, everything we have predicted, every information we put out there have come to pass. Everything. And that is not because we're smart. It's because of God. Because we are in it for you people. You people are good people. You people are good people. Trust me. I've always said this, whether you send us money or not, we will do our best. But some of you have never left us hanging. Every time we ask to support, you always support. And we were in this thing for how many years without even somebody sending a penny. And with all, we'll still be on Facebook. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be on Instagram. But to elevate SKTV to the next level, to empower SKTV, and for the future, you see, politics anywhere, whether in Liberia or elsewhere, media is very important. Bad actors, criminals, corrupt-minded people, they don't want to see media. They don't want to see important media outlets. They don't like to see media that can expose them. They don't let any media platform that will be honest and truth-telling. You know how many of them in the past have had discussion to call us to talk to all about certain things, but they say, no, don't do it. If you do it, this guy, they will not do it, and they will expose it. And one thing they know for a fact, they know and they understand that we have consistent followers. We have consistent supporters, people that really, really follow us religiously, and they will stand with SKTV at any time. They know that. And they know you're not just anybody. They know most of our people are not just regular people. They're all responsible people that have stake when it comes to Liberia, that care about the well-being of Liberia. Some of whom have spent their saving because of Liberia, because they want to see a better Liberia. They know that. They know there are people that follow SKTV that can do anything. They will do everything to make sure Liberia is better. They know that. So that's why, in as much they will say, oh, you know, SKTV is this, is that, but they follow SKTV more than you. They can't wait for the show to finish to start watching it. And somebody can be watching without clicking because they know the views. Even some of the comments you can be making, they can be reading everything. You know, SKTV get a lot of responsible people that come here and they are for real. They don't fake. They don't fake their opinion. They don't fake their support. They do whatever they want to do. They saw it throughout the campaign. We go out, we come down, we're not supporting one person. We were just defending Joseph Boakai's position on the show a little while ago, right? Somebody trying to make it look like Joseph Boakai government. That was not Joseph Boakai government. That was Ellen government. Joseph Boakai was part of that government, but it was Ellen government. Now this is going to be Joseph Boakai government. We will hold Joseph Boakai responsible for the wrong things. And if anything good, it's going to be Joseph Boakai going to be credited. You're going to say, oh, Joseph Boakai government did X, Y, and Z. All the good thing that happened, why is it that you can't say that Joseph Boakai did it? They say, oh, Ellen government was more responsible. Ellen government was more, had a lot of good people. Ellen government had a lot of technocrats. Ellen government had X, Y, and Z. You never say Joseph Boakai government, but then when the bad thing, you say Joseph Boakai government. We will not fall for those kind of things. Joseph Boakai has his own problem. Joseph Boakai has his own way of doing things. Joseph Boakai has his own way of making judgment. But Joseph Boakai wanted to be president, and now he's president. How he's going to appoint people, how he's going to run the government, we will know. We want to pray for him to be healthy, for him to be strong, stable in his mindset and decision making. So let's see what Joseph Boakai has in store. That's all. But when it comes to human rights, when it comes to corruption, when it comes to mysterious death of Liberians, Georgia government was bad. It was really, really bad. And Georgia was a hands-off president, or laissez-faire president, a president who sit by supinely and allow things to happen, take the backlash or the credit. That's why he failed. That's why Georgia was a one-term president, because he outsources his responsibility to some unscrupulous elements that didn't mean well for Liberia. They screwed him up. He was just there sitting, merry-making, drinking, smoking, do whatever he wants, womanizing, and get rich. He got more money than he had when he became president right now. Maybe that's all he wanted. And we told people here, I was even skeptical. I said, I don't even think Jowia was wrong. I said, I don't think Jowia won for re-election. After being disappointed in 2019 and 2020, I said, Jowia, I don't think he was going to win again. And I don't think he will run. The people forcing him to run. We said it here over and over. Because, oh, Sekou, stop talking. Jowia will run. Even Joseph Boakai, we said the same thing. We said we don't think Joseph Boakai will run because of health issue. So, oh, don't say. Someone is saying, oh, you said Joseph Boakai will not run. I said, we said we don't think he will run because of X, Y, and Z reasons. And those reasons were valid. We said Jowia was not going to run because Jowia government was damaged completely. And the division within the CDC was irreparable. We said it. We say we don't think he will run, but they told him, run, my man, run. You're going to win the thing here. He saw it. But again, we'll be here tomorrow. We'll be here tomorrow. We want to appreciate all of you that supported us today, financially, morally, and are standing with us. And your pledge to support us, to support SKTV, we appreciate it. We'll keep you posted. And like I said, if you get any help in Liberia, let us know. If you get some kind of space, you want to give it to us, temporarily or for a reasonable price, let us know. Because that's the most important thing. We are working on documentation. Sooner or later, we'll be coming out to give you information about what we will do. So I want to say thank you to all of you. Those of you that come here to distract, you are welcome. We are not going to be distracted. We're not going to be detailed. We will talk to the Liberian people. We'll provide information to the Liberian people as needed. And we'll be here as always. Thank you. We love you and we appreciate your support. You are the best. We love you.